Radiation levels on Mars were 2.5 times higher than those found on the International Space Station, which means a 3-year exposure would exceed NASA's current safety limits. Any colonists would have to travel underground to lower their levels of exposure to radiation. If you found yourself exposed on the surface of Mars, then you would have to worry about the atmosphere and the temperature without your suit. Neither of those things are going to be healthy for the human body. The atmosphere of Mars is around 95% carbon dioxide, and there's no free oxygen. This gaseous mixture is not something a human can breathe, and so hypoxia would strike within minutes. Much temperature. Like a desert on Earth, the temperature of Mars is variable. On a summer day at the equator, the temperature can reach a comfortable 21 degrees Celsius, but as soon as the sun dips below the horizon, the temperature plummets down to minus 62 degrees Celsius. If you're without your suit and only have a breathing pack, or your suit has lost power to its heating unit, then you're only going to have a few hours before you freeze to death. Psychological impact. An often unthought of danger for travelers to the planet Mars is the psychological impact of such an undertaking. Communication delays from Mars to Earth would need the creation of new protocols that assess crew members' psychological well-being. So far, the only way NASA has thought of simulating a Martian laboratory is the high seas simulation. This places scientists in a simulation of a Martian laboratory, forcing them to do repetitive tasks that would be similar to what they would do on Mars for up to a year at a time. But even this won't be enough to truly understand how it will feel to travel to Mars. On April the 6th, 2019, NASA's InSight lander confirmed the presence of Mars quakes. As you might expect, a Mars quake is pretty similar to an earthquake. It's a form of seismic activity that shakes the planet surface. On Mars, the quakes are pretty weak when compared to those on Earth. If you wanted a comparable form of seismology, you'd have to go to our moon. The energy produced by moon quakes and Mars quakes are apparently similar. As of mid-December 2019, the InSight lander had detected 322 Mars quakes and was detecting an average of 2 quakes every day. Most of these are tiny tremors, but a couple of them have been big enough to be tracked back to their source. 2 of the biggest have come from the Cerberus Foci, an area of intense geological activity on Mars thanks to the Mars conclusion rovers. Our knowledge of the red planet is increasing every day. If we are going to try and land humans on Mars, we should learn from the mistakes of those before us. During the Apollo missions to the moon, astronaut Charlie Duke decided to try and beat the high jump world record. It was a decision which almost proved fatal. Click here to find out why that was such a bad idea and why falling down on the moon or Mars is incredibly dangerous. Thanks for watching, Elder Fox. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell to keep up to date with the latest discoveries.